Today I'm going to be talking to you about why I am for the use and research of stem cells. I'll tell you what they are, the different types, and the pros and cons, and how they can help diseases such as diabetes. Stem cells are generic cells that can make exact copies of themselves and can differentiate and produce specialized cells for various tissues of the body. There are two types of stem cells, adult and embryonic. Embryonic stem cells can be obtained from either aborted fetuses or fertilized eggs that are left over from in vitro fertilization. Adult stem cells are not quite as versatile for research purposes because they're already specific cell types, so like red blood cells or skin cells. Embryonic stem cells are not derived from eggs fertilized in a woman's body. This is a common misconception. Those who support embryonic stem cells claim new human lives will not be created for the sole purpose of experimentation. Stem cells exist in vitro fertilization in clinics so that they are not used from an embryo, an unborn child. Those against embryonic stem cells say that destroying the blastocyst, which is the lab that fertilizes human eggs, is the murder of life. In 2005, Harvard scientists announced a breakthrough discovery that fuses blank embryonic stem cells with adult skin cells rather than with fertilized embryos. This discovery doesn't result in the death of a fertilized human embryo and would effectively respond to pro-life objections. Over 100 million Americans suffer from diseases that eventually may be treated in a better way or even cured with embryo stem cell therapy. Some researchers regard this as the greatest potential for the easing of human suffering since antibiotics. Many pro-lifers believe that the proper moral and religious thing to do is save existing life through embryonic stem cell therapy. Stem cells offer much hope for medical advancement because of their ability to grow into any kind of cell. Diabetes is an autoimmune disease where insulin-making pancreatic cells are killed off by their own immune system, where stem cells can be an answer to this, like a hope or a cure someday. This gives me hope because I have type 1 diabetes. I've had it since I was 2 and I'm now 20. With having type 1 diabetes, I believe this will lead to a cure because, let me tell you, it is miserable having both low and high blood sugars. Having a high blood sugar is like having a headache, and a low blood sugar's symptoms include dizziness. The technology has come a long way from the insulin pump to the sensor, which sends the blood sugars straight to your pump and tells you what your number is. But we still have a long way to go till we find a cure. I voted for Obama because he is completely for the federal funding of embryonic stem cell research. Although private and state research still happened under the Bush administration. Like for example, 59% of Americans supported loosening Bush's restrictions, with Democratic support of 60% and Republicans opposing with 55% and 40% who supported it.